Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Crypto Princess live streams. Can you hear me okay? Need to do a quick sound check. Can everyone hear me okay? It takes a moment for it to come through. Okay, Chris. Okay. So just very quickly, let's see who's in the chat. So we've got Mike Volmer. Good day to you, Mike Volmer. And you took gold, followed by John Legend and M. Jikles. I hope you guys are well. I was in the chat too earlier today. And we've got Mr. Alex Storyteller. Oh my God, I absolutely love Mr. Alex Storyteller. Tune in now. Crypto Princess is live on YouTube. Get your wallets ready. She's dropping knowledge bombs on the latest trends, chart analysis. Don't miss the insights. He's so sweet. Good morning to you as well. Kitten. Yes, Lauren. So we have got a new kitten. Just before I started the live streams, I had to rescue it because it climbed up the bookcase and I was so scared that it was going to fall. But yes, we now have a new kitten. It's a Blue Point Siamese kitten, very expensive. It's found a tree. I don't know if you can hear it. Very, very expensive. My brother has a rescue cat. In fact, he's got two. Oh my God, there it is. If you can see it. And my sister's got a rescue cat as well. But I like full breed pedigrees. So yeah, it's here. It's around. We've got Rob C. Just very quickly, let me just start the banner. Rob C is actually part of the Princesses Army. Anyone can join the Princesses Army. We've got Mr. Alex Storyteller part of the army. We've got Black Hat Team, Lauren, Rob C, and Mr. J, who is part of the Princesses Army. I'll get into how to become part of the Princesses Army later. We've got Chris. Good morning. My cat has been crazy lately too. Awesome. I absolutely love cats. I'm such a cat person. Left field. How are you? Is that a picture of a kitten? I can't tell. We've got John 316. Blessings on you too, John. I hope you're well. We've got Tube and Jar, howdy. We've got JC, left field, and we've got David Bowles. I hope you're well, David Bowles. Good morning to you as well. It is afternoon here. Oh my God, is there something wrong with the camera again? Is there something wrong with the camera as I come down? If you can let me know. If there is, I'll give it a little wipe. I love my community. Oh my God, we're like so full of so many little trolls. It's lagging. Okay, I'm not entirely sure why. We've got Randy. Welcome, Randy. How are you, sir? Okay, thank you, Lauren. All good. I always say hi to Nightbot. He's part of the family. Do listen to Nightbot. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and share if possible. Just bought some Come Get Me pumps. I'm ready for the Princesses Army. I'll talk about that later. We got Aisha. Welcome. And Black Hat Team. Okay, awesome. I'll leave it there. What do I think about Bitcoin short term? I really don't give a toss what it is short term. Bitcoin for me is long term only. It's for my great grandchildren. If you ask me what the other altcoins I think about short term, I think we're in a dip, and I do think that the bull run is still on. We haven't hit any of the indicators that we normally hit. It has every single cycle. Oh my god, I don't want to get into technical analysis. I have a lot to say on technical analysis. I should actually start to do a show on technical analysis because I am quite on point. So for those people who are not aware, I'm an investor, I'm a trader as well. So I do know how to trade. I'm not currently trading though. We're going to be talking about, one moment. We are going to be talking, can you guys still see me? I've actually just changed my screen. We're going to be talking about crypto and gambling, but I'm not entirely sure if you guys can still see me now. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay, so we're talking about crypto and gambling now, and it's such an important subject because this is such a strong, relevant topic. A lot of people in crypto do feel alienated and misunderstood by friends, family, and social circles. Now, I have a special interest in psychology. I do learn psychology. I spend hours and hours reading up and learning about psychology and human behavior. I do actually know a actual psychologist, a forensic psychologist, who I will be speaking to and make sure that just going through some of the stuff that I've learned. But one thing is for sure, there is a lot of crossover between gambling and crypto. Gambling in itself affects the brain. It is such an addiction. It can become such an addiction that it actually affects the brain and the brain paths, etc. And it really does have a negative impact, or it can have a very negative impact on a person's finances and the way it affects its family and friend and the wider community. Gambling addiction is horrible. It is such a horrible thing. And friends and family do have a right to be concerned. We often say, don't spend more money than you can afford to lose in crypto. But the reality of it is, many people, including myself, have put more money into crypto than we should have done in the past. Let me just, one moment, let me just quickly just check the chat. Gambling is how you got into crypto. Interesting. And I do actually feel that a lot of people do have that mindset, if that makes sense. We do take risks. To get into crypto and be in crypto, it takes a special kind of person. You guys are very special people. Not everyone can handle crypto, if that makes sense. So on my channel, we do cover crypto stories as well. My personal story includes years in crypto where I was just gambling. At the time, I didn't think I was gambling, but I didn't even know about risk assessment then, or anything like that. I didn't know what I was doing. I was putting large sums of money into small trades. I was under the illusion that crypto was a get-rich-quick scheme, and I know many people are when they first get into crypto. Do let me know what your experiences have been, and if your friends and family are worried or give you advice where it comes to crypto and they think it could be gambling. So, for example, when I first started to trade, this was years and years ago, I would put £3,000 on a trade that I didn't even have the entry, the exit, the stop loss, or anything. I didn't really even know how to trade. For me, I could absorb that because I had my own business. I could actually take huge losses without me having to feel it. I often have more than 6 months worth of money on the side. So I do have the money that I can gamble and gamble and gamble and not feel it for a very long time. Before I became a Bitcoin maxi, I would constantly gamble on many small projects in crypto. And that's because I thought I was clever. I thought I can outmaneuver the cycle. And I thought everything else applied to everyone else, but it didn't apply to me because I studied the 2017 cycle. Now, in the 2017 cycle, there were plenty of coins actually, including things like Ethereum and Dash and many, many other coins that did really, really well. And what I based my entire theory on or thesis on was that I was going to follow the 2017 cycle, follow the 2021 cycle, find out what narratives were pumping, what worked, what narratives were big, how to spot a good project. I learned about tokenomics. I learned about the vesting schedules. I learned about the team. I learned, how to spot what I thought was a good project. I learned about people inside of crypto. I learned about narratives, all the rest of it. I did a huge amount of learning. I was reading books. I was what's it called? Diversifying my portfolio, the narratives. I was learning the 4-year cycle. Blah de blah de blah. Back then, I did think I was the bee's knees. Now, one of the things that made me a Bitcoin maxi, where it comes to now, I am a Bitcoin maxi, but I do hold an altcoin bag. It comes to a point where you think, well, actually, why am I in crypto? Now, for me to be in crypto is all about legacy. And this is something that we all have to talk about because we all have an expiry date, all the rest of it, blah, de, blah, de, blah. I seriously wish I had a great grandmother who left me something, anything at all. But she didn't. So I want to do that for my great grandchildren. I have a very long-term mindset into crypto, and that's what brought me up to Bitcoin. In November 2022, I could have bought 3 Bitcoin. Instead, I put all my money into altcoins. Big mistake. Nobody regrets it as much as I do. I'm not ashamed of what I did because I feel like it was part of my journey. Sorry, just very quickly. You all can see me, can't you? Okay. So I feel like this is all part of my journey, and I have to say these things because on my channel I have the series, the Crypto Story series, where influencers and crypto professionals come onto the channel and they actually tell you the good, the bad, the ugly that happened to them. The good, the bad and the ugly that happened to me was I could have bought 3 Bitcoin in November 2022 and I didn't. And I didn't. When I first got into crypto, because of that mindset of get rich quick, all the rest of it, I went from Bitcoin straight to these very small projects because in the past I had seen how well they had done. For example, Ethereum started off at just a few pennies, something like 30, 40p or cents. That's how much you could have got Ethereum in 2015. And now look at it, it's thousands of pounds. And then obviously we have the, BNB, Solana, all the rest of it. I was studying these coins from the past, trying to replicate the success that people had. But, that's my little bit of gambling. I still do gamble ever so slightly when it comes to altcoins because sometimes I do go for the very small projects. Just very quickly, let me just check the chat before I move forward. My teachers always told my parents I was special. You are special. Yes, back in the day, for those people who are unaware, Ethereum started off as a proof of work coin. So we could mine it. It was Charles Hopkinson's who was like saying, you know what, we should move to proof of stake, blah, de, blah, de, blah. He got thrown out of Ethereum. He started Cardano. He started proof of stake. Later on, Ethereum moved over to proof of stake. Since Ethereum has moved over to proof of stake, its price action has not been so good, and that's one of the things that I learned in the Bitcoin wars. The block size wars is how powerful miners are, and that's why sometimes I do cover mining on the channel. Altcoins pump from time to time, they do. Bless you, Lauren. Good day, Lord Triple T. I hope you're well. Ethereum, the GPU clear. Yeah. Ethereum has its place. Okay, let's look into the characteristics. So first of all, what is gambling? What are people worried about? Well, the outcome of gambling is uncertain. You don't know in advance if you'll win or you'll lose. If you were to buy things like shares, more than likely it has a history that you will be in profit after some time. The same for gold and all the rest of it. The same for real estate, the same for art, all the rest of it. With gambling, it's very uncertain. Sometimes the odds are 50-50 and sometimes they're heavily against you. So for example, if you to play the lottery or whatever, the odds will be thousands or millions against you. The stakes, so it'll either be money that you're gambling or something else of value that will be risked. Outcomes are based on luck, 50-50, or on some games that people gamble, like poker, skill. The outcome will be also based on skill as well. It'll be mixed with skill. The risk of loss is always possible. Sometimes it's very, very likely. With gambling, it's often done for entertainment or thrill. Nobody starts off to have an issue with gambling, just like nobody starts off to have an issue with alcohol or with drugs. These things sneak up on you, and it is part of human desperation, human suffering. Often when people can't see another way out, they will turn to things like crypto and gambling as a means of trying to be that one in a million story, if that makes sense. So gambling is completely it's unpredictable. The outcomes are unpredictable. The triggers are things like desperation, adrenaline, and dopamine. With crypto, it is somewhat similar because it's fast-paced wins. It's unpredictable. You've got the volatility. You've got the sudden pumps and dumps. You've got the, it creates a rush. You've got the dopamine in your body as well. The hopes of winning are big. With gambling, it's dreaming of hitting the jackpot or huge payouts. With crypto, the expectations of massive profits from a coin or a moonshot or the trend or getting the right coin. You have the same sort of thing. We've all heard of the success stories. Both can lead to and do lead to risk taking beyond what is comfortable. However, because you have the hormones in play like adrenaline and dopamine, it can bypass some of your safety mechanisms. There's also social interactions. There's FOMO. In crypto, you have the crypto bros. You have the crypto community. There's the fear of missing out when friends and families hype a coin or a project. Sorry, friends and influencers hype a coin, hype a project. Seeing others succeed can push individuals, a lot of people, to make impulsive trades. Gambling, a lot of people, and this is the similarities between gambling and crypto. So a lot of people do use gambling as stress relief because it is a temporary distraction from life's pressures. And nowadays people are really, really suffering. They can't rent. A lot of people are actually, quite frankly, homeless, but they are either sofa surfing or they've been into, just watching the cat, don't know what it's doing. they're either safe, or they're living with parents, or they're living with reduced rent. People are helping them out, if that makes sense. With crypto, some trades as well, that watching the charts obsessively is a type of stress relief. It can be a type of stress relief. It can be a type of daydreaming. Oh my God, if this happens, that happens, all the rest of it. You're trying to escape from the realities of this world and daydream about hitting it big. With gambling, it also becomes a habit. Same sort of thing with crypto as well. Frequent trades, the obsession with the portfolios, checking your portfolio all the time, checking the price. And this used to happen to me as well. I used to wake up during the night just to check my portfolio, just to check the price of Bitcoin and the market. There's an illusion of control with gambling. You can believe that it's some sort of, you have a strategy. Once people finish at the slot machines, you'll go on, see if you can get, see if you can hit a jackpot, blah, de, blah, de, blah, because they've done it so X amount of times. Can you influence it? Can you influence luck when you're on the tables, blah, de, blah, de, blah? I'm going to blow into the dice, all the rest of it. With crypto, you do also have an illusion of control. You become overconfident, if that makes sense. So it's the same sort of things. Gambling and crypto are intertwined. So it's very obvious when you think about it like that, why friends and family will sometimes think, are you gambling? Okay, let me just quickly have a quick look at the chart. I'm going to go, oh my gosh. Oh, Chipper, how are you? I hope you're well. Was that the cat? Probably was. It's still trying to get used to a house. Does anybody else have some pets apart from Chris? I know Chris has got a cat. I've seen Chris's cat. Okay. Gambling costs too much. So does crypto. In fact, crypto's pretty much the same. Crypto's pretty much the same, I would say. Crypto does cost a lot as well. Have you guys seen those memes? I'm sure you have, where if you're walking around and you lose £10 or, oh, JC has a cat. A dog and 2 cats. That's lovely. Oh my gosh, I'd love to have a dog and 2 cats. And Tube and Bar has 2 orange cats. I've got a what's its name? Blue Point Siamese cat, because I didn't want the chocolate point. They are far too common, even though this breed is quite prestigious or whatever. They're amazing, aren't they? They're so beautiful. These cats are so beautiful. I'm just watching it now. I know you can't see it. I haven't actually taken 100 pictures of it yet, but you can get a cinnamon point Siamese. I think it's the rarest color that you can get. This cat's mother was a cinnamon point, and its sister is also a cinnamon point. The aunt of this cat, she's actually due a litter soon. And if there is a cinnamon point cat, which is one of the rarest of the Siamese cat, I'm going to get that. So I have let them know. The 2 cats are extremely spoiled. I know they are. The worst thing is, this cat's cat insurance costs more than my house's house insurance, if that makes sense. So you know where my loyalties lie. Okay. With crypto and gambling, there are warning signs. And this is where a lot of friends and families try to get in and try to make sure that you're not doing, you're not overstepping a boundary, if that makes sense. With gambling destroys families. And I feel like crypto is doing the same thing as well when it doesn't go unchecked. How many times have we heard that X amount of person has lost millions of pounds in crypto? I don't know how rich you are or how rich people are, but when you hear about people losing not hundreds, not thousands, but millions, it kind of hits hard. And then they're putting on millions onto these trades, and it's all in front of everyone. It's in front of everyone. It's really, really sad, because when I was studying gambling, I read a story about an 18-year-old, and this 18-year-old had literally left home. It was his first year in university. He had already spent the whole of his student loan, and all the rest of it gambling, and he literally could not stop. And it hit very, very hard. I have no idea, but within the year, everything was gone, and he was in debt, and all the rest of it. And that's him leaving his home. He goes, he can't approach his friends and family. He feels like a failure. He was feeling suicidal. He was 18 years old. And that really, oh gosh, that's so horrible. Just imagine being 18 years old and knowing that it's going to take you well into your 20s, or late 20s, maybe 30s, just to pay off the debt that you did because you had a gambling habit, in one, the first year that you left home, if that makes sense. With gambling, once somebody gets addicted to it, the adrenaline and the dopamine override many other factors, many things. You can have a man who is a loving husband, a loving father, but gambling, even that love to his wife and his children, being the protector and the provider, there is nobody else there might not be anyone else for these people, for his family, but he will override that and literally gamble everything away. And that has happened so many times. It's ruined families, it's ruined homes, all the rest of it. So when you get into crypto, friends and family are going to say, oh my god, it's gambling, do not get in, all the rest of it. I don't know if anybody actually knows of somebody who has an addiction, a gambling addiction. They're pretty much the same. These gambling addictions, these drug addictions, addictions to alcohol, all the rest of it. First you'll get money from places where you can easily get money. You'll use that money, and then you'll try to hoodwink people, maybe take your partner's money, all the rest of it, maybe even sell other things. You can get into so many problems gambling, and people in crypto are doing it again and again. And the worst thing is, in the UK, and I don't know why this fact is not known by more people, that the leading cause of death, unnatural death in the UK, is suicide for young men under the age of 50. And I don't know how much a part of that is addiction, if that makes sense. Actually, worldwide, more men commit suicide than women. I think the ratio was 3 men for every woman who commits suicide. However, there's something wrong in China. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but in China, if you were to take China out, because a lot of women apparently are committing suicide in China, if you were to take China out, the rest of the world is, out of every 5 men that commit suicide, there's 1 woman. That's like the ratio of it. Men do need help because they are meant to be the protectors and the providers of women. Okay, so just very quickly, let's get into it a little bit more. So with gambling, you spend money. You first of all, you start off spending money that you can afford, and then you start to borrow money. Then you start to sell possessions, etc. With crypto, it's pretty much the same thing. You tend to invest, and this is investing, this is not trading. Oh my god, trading is just like another thing. You invest more money than you can afford, and we will talk about the dip, buying the dip of the dip of the dip, and things like that, all that really good opportunities that we think that we have, and revenge trading. Crypto gets you, and it gets you fast. And then when you're in these groups, especially these trading groups, when everyone's putting up their their profits. Oh, this is how much money they've made, all the rest of it. And then you're seeing on crypto Twitter that somebody's just opened a long for like X amount of millions. By the way, that is actually part of what I call dirty crypto, because what they tend to do is I'll get into that at some other point. Let's not go down the how dirty crypto is. People in crypto kind of tend to liquidate savings, and they take on risky leverage as well. Emotionally gambling, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of anxiety, irritability, depression. Same sort of thing in crypto, but it's the emotional roller coaster over the price swings, the volatility, the 24/7 that it's open. Back in the day when people used to gamble, and back in the day, gambling's always been a problem, but to gamble, you had to go down to a betting shop, especially in the UK. You had to take cash. You had to go to the betting shop. Nowadays, gambling is 24/7, just like crypto. Just imagine having a gambling and a crypto addiction. It's absolutely awful, but these things happen, and they happen to the best of people. We can't say just because, I don't know, I'm crypto princess, or you're, black hat, or you're, X, Y, and Z, that this is not going to happen to you. This is human nature. This is human behavior. And when people get desperate enough, or they get caught up in this, it does become an issue. Another thing that becomes an issue, and I've seen it with both crypto investors and crypto traders, and we see it with gamblers as well, when they lose, they often try to recover losses with bigger bets. What happens in crypto is pretty much the same. They double down on losing trades. They revenge trade. I have heard revenge trading has been an issue that we have spoken about in our crypto stories series, where people have literally revenge traded hundreds of US dollars. I think it was J Chains, actually. Everything that he made in the bull run, he revenge traded it in one afternoon. Not just him, I can't remember who else it was, but revenge trading is a massive, massive issue in crypto, and it gets you, the dopamine gets you, the adrenaline gets you, and there's no one else there. Often we trade and we invest by ourselves. Hodling is probably a better strategy, but FOMO kicks in, all the rest of it. And then obviously we have the buying the dip strategy, where people really do lose a lot of money. It's absolutely fine if it does a V-shaped recovery in literally a couple of hours, but what's to say it doesn't go down for months, which we saw last year. Everybody was buying the dip. It was Q1 it started to dip, right down to Q4. That was the altcoin market. That was literally most of the year, and everyone was just buying the dip off the dip off the dip. And we do that because we want to recover the losses. There's so many things that are just pretty much exactly the same between gambling and crypto, but there's a higher degree in crypto that mirrors those behaviors, and it amplifies them, if that makes sense. People do neglect responsibilities when it comes to gambling. So when friends and family say, "Are you gambling? Is it gambling?" They see the traditional side of gambling, and they're like, "Oh, is it connected to that? Is it a bit like that?" But when you actually look into it, you will see these behaviors amongst even your own community. A lot of this stuff I was affected with, and I used to suffer from as well. Gambling in Islam is haram. I would never gamble. I'd be like, haram, I wouldn't do that. But then when I look back at my crypto journey, my crypto life, I realized that a lot of what I have been doing is gambling, if I'm completely honest, up until quite recently, if I'm completely honest, when I started to take it a much more sensible approach. The sensible approach is the most boring approach. With gambling, people tend to ignore work, school, or family obligations. They neglect their responsibilities because their mind is on gambling. It is on that win. It's the next thing is going to happen. How many times can I take a loss? Oh, I must win now. Blah, de, blah, de, blah. With crypto, how many people we have spent hours and upon hours, excessive hours trading or doing research at the expense of work, relationships, and health. And I think that's very, very true for the majority of the people that I know in crypto. I have a Telegram group, I have a Discord group, I have X. People are on these socials 24/7. They really are. I don't take any DMs. I don't allow anyone to DM me. I don't like it. But if I did, I know that I'd just be bombarded at all hours. Preoccupied with gambling is you're consistently thinking about the next bet. You're consistently thinking about the horses. You're consistently thinking about different moves and skills that you can use in poker and, other places. With crypto, it's obsessionally checking the price. I realized I used to do that. I used to wake up during the night to check the price of Bitcoin, of my portfolio, and of the market in general. In fact, I used to wake up several times during the night. It's about reading forums, trying to plan the next big trade or get into the next big coin. So you're always preoccupied, just like you are with gambling in crypto. Then comes the lying and the secrecy. And I always say you should always be honest with your friends, with your family, especially your partner. But in gambling, until gambling gets to a point where it cannot be hidden, it is normally hidden. You're always hiding the problem, you're always hiding the habit, and you can do it a lot more now. A lot more people can do it because they have the smartphones and they have the laptops. Bearing in mind, gambling has been known to change the pathways in the brain. And I kid you not, one day when enough research is done on people in crypto and how their brains work, their minds will change. Just like I think it was JC was saying something earlier, and I said, well, the people in crypto are special. We are different. That's the thing with crypto. You're constantly hiding risky trades, not only just from your friends and family. You might be just hiding it from even people in crypto because they are so risky. You never put down, oh, you know what, I lost this trade, I lost this much money, blah de blah de blah. A lot of people who put up their trades, I made X amount, day trading or whatever. That's after they've probably made 10 losses, if that makes sense. You're hiding a lot of things from friends and family due to the fear of judgment, or that they will pressurize you to stop crypto. And this is where I always say, obviously nothing I say is ever financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is nothing I ever say is for financial advice at all. The loss of control, like I was saying, with the different changes in the brain, something that I'm actually learning, and it is, oh my gosh, like so fascinating with all the hormones and the chemicals. We don't understand that side because we don't actively learn that side of it. But it's the inability to stop where it comes to gambling and the negative consequences. But because you have the hormones released, blah de blah de blah, with gambling, you're so addicted to it. It's just like taking drugs and alcohol and other addictions. In crypto, it's repeatedly impulsive trades. That's something that I used to do. And because I had a lot of money, I used to put £3,000 on a trade that I didn't even know what I was doing. You're ignoring your strategies. You're chasing hype. You're trading under emotional stress with crypto. It is a loss of control. And let me tell you what happens when the bull market and the bear market, when that switch happens. You're in a bull market, but the bull market doesn't top on negative news. So it doesn't go up on positive. Oh, there's a little bit of negative news. it's now topped, it's going to go down. It actually tops on positive news, and the positive news will continue to go up. Sorry, the positive news will continue to go up, and everybody will be like, oh my gosh, it's a super cycle. Oh my gosh, blah, 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 put extra money in, put more money in. But in reality, it started to go down. That's what we saw in 2021, November 2021. That's what we saw in December 2027. And that's what we saw in, I think it was the Q4 of 2023. So the 3 bull markets that we've had, it always shows that the bull market never tops on negative news. It actually tops on positive news. It starts to go down, and the negative news follows it, if that makes sense. Oh, okay, yeah, she's around somewhere. He's around. I do apologize. He's around. So these are all warnings that that friends and family are scared of. Let me just before I go into how to alleviate their feelings, how to calm their nerves, if that makes sense, I'm just going to quickly touch upon the turning. So from a bear market to a bull market, how traders and investors get wrecked. So when you're in a bull market and you're trading, you're going up, you're making lots and lots of money, blah, 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 blah. You become overconfident. When you become overconfident, you loosen and you reduce your risk management. Because you've loosened and reduced your risk management, when the market turns, and it turns, nobody knows when it turns, nobody can time the top. When the market turns, you're still putting in all your trades, but you're not following your risk management. So you will see, and I've seen this, or I've heard about it countless times, that most traders have their worst performing year after their best performing year. So that's when you will see traders making losses after their best after the bull market, going into the bear market. And it takes time for them to realize that they are in the bear market, and they tend to revenge trade an awful lot. Then coming back to investing, so that's for a trader. That's normally what you see when the turn happens between the bull market and the bear market. For an investor, what tends to happen is the bull market is going up. Oh my God, we're making so much money. Bitcoin's at 125, Bitcoin's at 150. Wow, Bitcoin's at 160, blah, 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 blah. What they tend to do is investors, they just get pulled into the hype. Bearing in mind, you have herd behavior at this time as well. So you have lots and lots of people coming in, and you have all this herd behavior. And I'm hearing about it now as well, that we're in a super cycle, blah, blah, blah. We've actually been in a super cycle since the inception of Bitcoin, but we still follow the 4-year cycles in between. So what happens in the for an investor is they don't take profits. And because they don't take profits, they round trip their bags. And it's okay if you round trip Bitcoin, technically, because you just wait another 3 years. So you have the bear market, the recovery year, and then normally in the halving / bull year, the 3rd or 4th year, you make more money. I mean, no matter, you have another all-time high. Bitcoin will always go up. It's different when it comes to altcoins. A lot of altcoins do not hit their all-time high between one market and the next bull market, if that makes sense. So I'm going to quickly talk to you about how to talk to this about family and friends. And the best thing, and literally the thing that I do, is I understand that if I can calm them, technically it's my money, I can do whatever I want, they can't do nothing. And I know you guys feel the same. I'm not responsible for anyone though, and I think a lot of you are either boyfriends, girlfriend, you're in a girlfriend, boyfriend, or husband and wife relationship, or you've got children, blah blah blah, or dependents. So it's a slightly different there. But the main thing is to tell them about your risk management when it comes to investing, when it comes to trading. And it's very, very important when they're sitting down with you, because they know about the addiction. They know about the addiction to the gamblers, the addictions that addiction that they have. When I've been studying gambling, the amount of people that I've come across, the amount of stories, blah 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 blah, the comments that I've read, the stories that I've studied, people get into debt of over £100,000 or US dollars or whatever, over 100,000. When was that a thing? When was that like? It's almost considered almost normal now. Back in my day, I'm a millennium, so back in my day when I was younger, you didn't do that. It was like a couple of hundred, 1,000 US dollars. Like you get into debt for, I don't know, 20,000 US dollars. It's like, oh my god, like that's it. Your life is over, man. Yeah, how are you going to get out of £20,000 debt? Blah de blah de blah. Now people are getting into very easily debts of over 100,000 US dollars. A lot of these debts, they will probably not be able to pay off, but they will just be so annoying. So one of the things that you can talk to about your friends and family when they come to you and when they think you're just gambling because they see the volatility in crypto and they associated it, or they can recognize patterns that they see in other places, and they'll be like, are you gambling? You can talk to them about your risk management, if that makes sense. Okay, so make sure, and this is so important, never risk more money than you can afford to lose. It's taken me years in crypto to understand that, to actually get to a place where I think that, you know what, I probably wouldn't do that now moving forwards, not because I have less money or anything like that, because I have lost so much money in crypto. No matter who you are in crypto, you have to pay the market. I love what they say, you have to pay the market its tuition fees, if that makes sense, because you're learning from it. And one of the best things that I have ever done is read books about the best book. The two best books that I've read that have really eased me are Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, and then The Mental Game of Trading by Gerard Tindler. He's been on the channel. Those are the two best books that I've read. I don't think I would be in the position that I am in now if I hadn't have read those books. I was able to control my FOMO with those books. I was able to control my greed with those books. In fact, what I realized was that I was putting on so much money on swing trades and trading that was causing me to revenge trade and do so many things that I didn't want to do. So all I had to do was reduce the amount that I was putting on. And seriously, that's helped me out so much. Everybody has different difficulties, and they cover so many things in these two books. I would seriously say that anyone in crypto should really, really read these two books. Also, if you're a trader, on every trade, use a stop loss. On the channel, there's a crypto story with Ronnie. Ronnie is the German trader. I mean, that's just literally his name, the German trader. So successful. I think it was 2016 or 2000. I'm not entirely, actually, no, I think it was 2000, round about then, 2000 or 2020. 2021. I remember this now. 2021, in front of literally so many people. He had the best amount of success. And on one particular day, I'm going in between screens. Buying mining equipment with the lure of high returns is also very addictive. It most certainly is, because every 6 months, what they tend to do is some company in China tends to produce or market a better miner. So you want to have the best equipment. I know I was speaking to someone, I don't remember who it was. Their particular mining equipment, each miner cost 5,000 US dollars. He bought several of them. 2 years later, he was selling each miner for 500. So that is how addictive it is to buy mining equipment, because you think, and then it's all about the hash rate and the way that they put these. I understand mining, that's why. Andrew, welcome to you. Let me just have a quick look at the chat. Oh, Poman, I hope you're well. Welcome. Okay, so always use a stop clock. So on the Crypto Stories interview, I've done one with Ronnie, hugely successful man. Not only is he hugely successful, he is very well respected. In fact, out of most of the crypto YouTubers that I know, he's probably one of the most well connected. So on this particular day, Ronnie's wife had just come out of an operation. His son was at school. He put on a trade. Everything was absolutely fine. He put on a trade. He left the house with his phone. In the car or in the Uber, the internet wasn't working. So it was not like he left it unattended. He had his phone, blah, 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 but he didn't have internet access because his wife had gone in for an operation. He had to obviously get his child, blah, 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 already stressed. The family was already stressed. Left the house. WhatsApp was working, and on WhatsApp, people were texting him, the market has turned. You've got a trade of 500,000, 500,000. He had a trade on in front of everyone, his entire peer group. And he didn't have a stop loss on. Within 10 minutes, literally within 10 minutes before he can get to the Wi-Fi, he was completely wiped out. That was his life's work, basically. Thankfully for him, he was able to make it up because he was so talented, if that makes sense. But this is what can happen. This is what can happen. So talk to people about your risk management. Tell them about stop loss. What is a stop loss? Use it on every trade. Position size is literally the key. And it was the mental game of trading. It was that book that I realized that one of the things that was causing me to lose money was the position size, and also revenge trading. I do highly recommend that book. Define your risk to reward ratio before entry. Avoid using high leverage. You're not in crypto or with crypto trading. There are many different traders, and this is how they trade. And I'm just going to go over this very quickly. What's the time? Oh my God, oh my God, no, I can't. It's nearly been an hour. I wish I could, but I can't. Use a trading plan. No emotions involved. Use a full write-up. Set your entry, set your exit, set your stop loss, your take profits before the trade. That's what you've got to do. Avoid chasing pumps. Definitely avoid revenge trading like Jay Chains did. Bless him. Or going with your gut. Oh, I think this is going to work. You're not a prophet. Stick to your strategy, discipline over excitement, and keep a trading journal. When you do things like this, your family is more likely to accept you being in crypto and accept all the trading and investing that you do. Don't trade too many pairs at once. So with day traders, I wish I could talk about this, but I can't because I don't have enough time. But with the day traders, you will often see that they have multiple trades on. Do not trade too many pairs at once. Manage your mental state. You should know whether you should be trading or you should not be trading. Taking no trade is also a trade in itself. And take profits. Very important. Use limit orders, not just market orders, because of the liquidity in the market. Anything can happen. And also have an emergency plan. Make sure you write these out. This is especially if you're trading. So if your trade goes massively wrong against you, what are you going to do? What if the exchange goes down? Blah, 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 blah. Diversify over exchanges and wallets. Keep funds in cold storage and in cold storage, and make sure you keep all the seed phrases blah de blah de blah in a very safe place. Don't trade on hype. This is what I used to do. What I realize now is hype is more than likely pumps and dumps, and it's very, very common for crypto YouTubers to be involved and know that they're involved. In fact, I will probably tell you about a crypto YouTuber that I know, who is followed by a lot of people, naming no names, of course, but who is very active in pump and dumps. Use risk. You have to adjust your risks with returns and measure success, measure your own success. Make sure this is all written down. You need to constantly review and adjust your risk assessment, your risk management, because the market is always changing. We're in say we start, we're in the bear market. It's going to be different than the recovery year. Not too much different, but it will be different, which will be different in the halving year, which again will be different in the bull run year, and which will again be different in the few weeks that we have the parabolic phase of the bull run. Never invest more than you can afford. Avoid leverage unless you're a pro. Take profits. Cold wallet. Think about having a long-term bag as well as a short-term bag, because you never know when illness can hit. You never know when something can go wrong. I was reading up about the Americans, and how many Americans go bankrupt because they fall ill or they have an accident, because they don't have free healthcare. You have to always check yourself mentally, and you need to take breaks. The markets are never closed, but that doesn't mean you trade 24/7, if that makes sense. Okay, it's coming up to be an hour. Hello, Sultan. I hope you're well. Just before we go, I'm going to tell you guys about the Princess's Army. So this is something new, and this is literally to support the channel. So as you all know, I'm not monetizing my channel. I'm not taking part in any project because I want to be neutral. I want to be myself. I don't want to have anyone that I have to answer to. And because on my channel, there are so many cases of pump and you can't really police or monitor anyone, if that makes sense. I don't want to do that, and I don't really want to partner with anyone anyway. So I've started something called the Princess's Army, and I will very quickly put the ticker on down here, the banner, sorry. It is quality over quantity, and everyone is, wall paint. How are you? Yes, we are, Robsy. We are so lucky to have the NHS, and we complain about it as well, don't we? I've actually got personal healthcare insurance with Bupa, and I'm actually complaining about that as well. Because to actually use Bupa, I don't know who's actually got Bupa here. To use Bupa, you have to go to your GP. And then it's just like, oh my God, I can't get an appointment at the GP. So what's the point? It is like hilarious. But we are so lucky to have the NHS. We really, really are. So the Princess's Army, everyone is welcome to join. It's about being a part of a fun place. It's like we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to make an impact. It's literally just to show your dedication to us, to the stream, and to the content that the channel is producing. So there's a couple of things that you'll have to do, but you'll have to do all of them. It's not like pick and choose. A lot of people are supporting the channel, and I absolutely love everyone who's supporting it. As everybody knows, I actually know what a lot of my I actually know a lot of people in my community. I can tell you about them. I know when you're supporting me. I know when you're reposting. I know when you're in the live streams, blah, 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 blah. But the duties of somebody in the Princess's Army is to be present and active in the live streams, if that makes sense. To like and comment on all of the videos, and to promote the live streams by either sharing or retweeting them and interacting with the X account. So good morning and good night messages, and one of the other, either Discord or Telegram, if that makes sense. And in recognition, during live streams, we'll have this sticker going around. So who is part of the Princess's Army? There is a channel in the Discord that actually says Princess's Army, but it's invite only. When you decide to join, and you think that you can, do these four or five things, you can join. Anyone can join, and if at any time you're unable to be a participating member of the Princess Army, there's absolutely no hard feelings. Like, seriously, it's absolutely fine. Everyone understands life priorities change, all the rest of it. You can't always stay the same, if that makes sense. So we're just looking for quality support over quantity support, if that makes sense. Absolutely love everyone anyway. Yeah, let me know if you do want to be part of the Princess's Army. If you can let us know either in the chat or in the Discord or the Telegram, blah de blah de blah, if that makes sense. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. I hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. This Thursday, I might be actually doing a live stream instead of a crypto story. I'm going to see if I can work up to 2 live streams in a week, but I'll keep you posted on that. Just finally, just before I go, with the kitten, I'm thinking of calling it Satoshi, because ideally I want to get 2. So I want to have Satoshi and the other one called Nakamoto. So when I call them, it'll be Satoshi Nakamoto, time for dinner, which will be absolutely amazing. But my family doesn't like it. They really don't like the name Satoshi. I actually love the name Satoshi. I think that's such a cool name. And Nakamoto is half decent as well. But they don't like it. So I'm thinking, if they don't like it, if they don't let me have it, then I might call him Sherlock. He likes the name Sherlock. Like, Sherlock is amazing. And then if we get another cat, which I'm pretty sure I will do, if the same breeder gets a cinnamon cat, a cinnamon, what's its name, Siamese. I've never seen one in real life, apart from when I went to go and get him. I'll call him Holmes. So it'll be Sherlock Holmes, come for dinner, Sherlock Holmes. It'll be amazing. Unfortunately, it can't go out because it will just get stolen. But do let me know what you think of the names. Tube and Jar loves the names, which is amazing. Good day to you as well, Robsy. Thank you for the support, Randy. I hope everyone has a lovely day. Be nice to everyone. Love you loads. Oops, Robsy likes them as well. Great.